Hello students! In today's lesson, we're gonna start giving a new look to our theme, especially when it comes to the WooCommerce template files. Do you still remember what template files are? I hope so. Anyway, let's recap what we already know about this subject. Well, WordPress look is basically determined by files with PHP extension called template files. They are the ones that determine how the content of the installation will be displayed. That content, in turn, doesn't come from any file, but is stored in the database. That happens with the posts, the pages, the plugin settings, etc. As you know, the function of a theme is to format and present this content to the site's visitor. It is enough for you to know that most of the PHP files inside the theme can be called template files. They are files intended for content display. Just like the themes, plugins can also have template files to format and show content on the screen. That's the case with WooCommerce. It has several files that control the look of the shop, the product list, the product details page, the cart, the checkout, and many more. I got the shop page open at the moment. And you can see that our Show Current Template plugin is showing us that this page is using a main template file called archive product.php. If you take a closer look, we can see that this file is inside the plugins folder, WooCommerce, templates. Well, we got a problem. It looks like the layout is all broken. And we got the location of the file that controls the look of this page. So joining the first and the second information, the most obvious conclusion is that all you have to do is open the file and make changes to it and solve our problem, right? That's wrong. Never ever make changes directly to the plugin files or the WordPress installation files. So repeat with me, never make changes to these files. Whenever you think about making any changes to WordPress, ask yourself a question: is there a safe way to do this? The point is that any changes you make directly to a file like this will be lost when you update the plugin, in the case of WooCommerce, or WordPress if a change has been made in some WordPress file. Just don't do it, right? There are two ways to make changes in WooCommerce. The first one is using a process called template overrides. The second is through the modification of several action hooks and filters in WooCommerce. In the next lessons, I'll show you both ways. It will be up to you in your daily life as a developer to use the one you like the most. As my role is that of a teacher here, I will teach you both ways, focusing on what I think will make you learn more. In this lesson, I will begin to explain the first of these methods. Let's see how to do it, what the advantages and disadvantages are. So let's go. So template overriding is quite easy to do because it is very well documented in the plugin itself. For example, let's open the archive product.php file. It's here in the plugins folder, WooCommerce, templates. Do you see these comments up here? They tell you everything you have to do to override this file safely. The same thing happens with all of the other files inside this template folder. Basically, what you have to do is to create a folder called WooCommerce in the root of your theme and place a copy of that file inside. Then the copied file will be loaded instead of the original plugin file. That's the magic, ladies and gentlemen. However, it will only work if your theme declares WooCommerce support. If you don't declare support, there's no way to override any files. So let's do our first test. Let's copy all this here. Create a new folder named WooCommerce in the root of the theme. And let's save the file with the same name as the original. Now to make sure it's really this file that's being loaded, let's reload the shop page. and look at the file path there in the Show Current Template plugin. And look at this. Now the file that controls the look of the page is the new file we created. Cool, huh? Now we can make any changes to it and it will affect the look of our shop. Let's start making these changes in the next lesson. So, until then.